Thanks for coming in today. We are in the modded Turbo Bonanza version 3. It's a community modded Turbo Bonanza. We're on the ground at Joaquin Cochran Airport, also known as Thermal for some, out in California, out in the desert, at negative elevation. Minus 122 feet, I believe, is the airport elevation here at Thermal. And we are going to be flying through some busy areas of California this evening for you guys. So right now, like I said, I'm on the ground over here at Cochran Regional, minus 114 feet. We will be going to the northwest here over the top of Palm Springs. Following over the top of these little fields right here, we're going to go over the top of the Ontario Class Charlie. And then it'll start to get interesting once we get towards the Los Angeles Class Bravo. We're planning on cruising at 6,500. So before we get to this block, we're going to need to have to descend below 4,000. And then we're going to have to be below 2,500 here. We're going to have to make sure that we skirt north of the Santa Monica Class Delta. And also stay below the Charlie of Burbank before we make our way over to Van Nuys, which is going to be our first stop. And then from Van Nuys, it'll be a little bit easier navigating on the way out. We will depart out of Van Nuys, pretty much head towards the coast, and follow the coast up over to Santa Barbara, California. And those will be our 2 stops in California this evening. So Thermal is an airport I've been to in real life. Santa Barbara is an airport I've been to in real life. I've actually never been to Van Nuys in real life before. But it is a very famous airport, so I figured we might as well make that a stop. As we do some of the VFR cruising here in California, the weather looks good as it usually does out in the Southern California area, and so we will make full advantage of that, or take full advantage of that, excuse me, in the sim. Vlad, how you doing? I'm good. It's good to see you, sir. Thanks for coming in today. Let's go ahead and get inside of this airplane and get her all fired up and ready to go here. Got the working title Garmin update in, so again, it's not like it's blow your mind great, but it's better than nothing. And it'll be helpful for us tonight as we try to navigate through that LA Class Bravo. That's going to be kind of the big thing that we need the GPS for tonight, is getting navigating through that Los Angeles Class Bravo there. So let's go ahead and set the parking brake. The fuel is good. Let's make sure the mixture and prop go up in the sim, and let's go ahead and fire this baby away. Clear prop, everybody. I wish the views were a little better in this, in terms of like the standard views. So you're gonna see me messing around quite a bit. Al South, hey there. Good Fixins, hey there. Thanks for coming in today, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for the welcome back. Yep, I got back from the trip last night. Did not get called back on reserve today. Don't think I'm gonna get called back in on reserve tomorrow. So I'm here to do a little streaming, a little VFR flying. It was nice to get back in the cockpit of the 145 and do some flying. My landing currency is now good, so I don't have to worry about that for a little while longer yet. And let's go ahead and do some fun flying here in the sim. So the weather right now, the wind is calm here at Thermal. So what I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna real quick, I'm gonna put Van Nuys in just as a reference for when we start to get closer. I'll get this out of the way now. So I need KVNY to go to our first stop, and I'll since a bunch of you guys are just starting to show up and get in here, I will discuss exactly what we're doing again flying wise here in just a second once I get Van Nuys in. Jay Smitty, thanks for coming in today. VNY. So we are, like I said, we are in the Turbo Bonanza. It is a mod, a good mod for flights in 2020 to the default Bonanza. I would definitely 100% recommend it if you don't have it already. So this is what we're in. We're in the nice green and orange livery that I like a lot on this airplane. It's probably one of my favorite liveries that came with the pack. And 124 Mike Charlie. And so then this is what we got planned. Again, since a lot of you guys are just starting to settle in, We're going to take off out of Cochrane Regional, which is uncontrolled here. Class Echo to the surface. We're going to depart the south-facing runway since the wind is calm. Nice, easy taxi. We'll just do a left downwind departure. We're going to go to the northwest here. We're going to overfly all this stuff at 6,500 feet. So we'll be over the Charlie here. It'll start to get interesting, though, when we start to get towards the LA Bravo, because we're good right up until this point. If we're at 65, we're going to need to be below 4,000 feet here. We need to be below 2,500 feet here. And then we need to stay below the Charlie here, so below 3 at Burbank, and we need to avoid the Santa Monica class Delta as we make our way towards Van Nuys. And they will be landing north, so we'll probably get a straight in for either 3-4 left or 3-4 right here. Depending on how busy the controller is as well, because I know LA Center is kind of dealing with this on his own at the moment, and he's pretty busy. So hopefully we'll be able to get a word in edgewise when we get a little bit closer to Van Nuys. But that's the plan for right now in terms of the first leg. Lots of updates. How's California? I don't know how California is. That's kind of why we're going to take a look at it now and do this kind of flight and see how, you know, the LA area and the busy parts of California look. And then after Van Nuys, we'll go up to Santa Barbara and see how that looks as well. So it should be a pretty good flight visually. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to put the parking brake off. We're going to go ahead and taxi on out over here. Cochrane Regional traffic, Bonanza 124 Mike Charlie is taxiing for runway 17. It'll be a left downwind departure to the northwest, Cochrane. Look at that, minus 110 is what it is, because the fuel elevation is minus 114 at this airport, which I've been to before. The Desert Jet FBO here was super nice. They were really friendly when we flew here back when I did charter, so... I have good impressions of this airport. It was a pretty good overnight, too. They had us in a hotel that was in Palm Desert. It's a really, really nice area, this part of California. So, maybe not this area right around the airport, because it's right near where Coachella is, and that's where they have the festival. That area, it looked like it was kind of sketchy, but we went a little bit further. It was like 25 minutes away from the airport. To the north was Palm Desert. That was actually really nice, so... Got a flight in early with the Cheyenne. Yeah, the Cheyenne is a nice airplane, absolutely. Alright, so we're clear on the left, on the right, we're clear on the left. Let's go ahead and get on out of here since we're uncontrolled and get this show, as they say, on the road, chat. What do we say? Cochrane Regional traffic, Bonanza 124 Mike Charlie is departing runway 17 left downwind departure to the northwest, Cochrane Regional. Let's get up on out of here. I'm going to say this right from the forefront. I do plan on using autopilot this evening for this flight, chat. Don't judge me too harshly for that, please. But I'm going to be doing a lot of time focusing, especially when we get closer to the LA Bravo. It's going to have to spend a lot of time focusing on making sure I don't bust any airspace or anything along those lines. So, you know, don't judge me too harshly for wanting to use a little bit of the autopilot this evening on our flight. Again, also, it just makes it easier for me to show you guys the views as well. Clear left. We'll start our left crosswind here. Go 2,500 on the RPMs for the climb. Clear left again. We'll do this downwind departure and we'll start making our way to the northwest. Climb on up to 6,500 feet. Like I said, I will be using a little bit of the autopilot here. Don't judge me too harshly. I got the autopilot on. And we're on our way. Cochrane Regional Traffic, Bonanza 124 Mike Charlie is departing the area to the northwest. Cochrane Regional, last call. And away we go. So we're pretty much going to be following this highway that you see right here, chat. That's pretty much right over the top right now. That's going to be what we follow for the most part until we get a little bit closer to Ontario, California. As this is going to take us right through the valley here between these two mountains and over the top of Palm Springs. In California, this area of California, looking pretty good in the sim so far, I will say, chat. So if we took this highway right here is how we ended up going from the airport to the hotel we eventually stayed at. And somewhere in this area where you see it starts to get really developed, one of these areas is Palm Desert. I don't remember where specifically, but we stayed at a hotel in Palm Desert in this area that was really nice. It was a very nice overnight. And obviously it looked awesome. We have the mountains in the background when you have the sunset also. It was pretty impressive. So definitely a place that I wouldn't mind going back to sometime in the future. Nice little sun reflection off the wing there as we look to our left. Again, so we're going to climb VFR at 6,500. We're not going to get flight following, chat, because I'm sure that's the last thing LA Center needs right now, being all busy with Los Angeles and all the other stuff he's got going on, is another aircraft on his frequency doing any kind of flight following. So we are not going to worry about that for now. We will need to eventually talk to LA Center if no one else is online covering Van Nuys at the time. But that is a problem for later. For now, we'll just kind of stick it out VFR. If he was less busy or if there were more controllers on, I would get flight following. But because that center controller's got to be slammed out of his mind, we're not gonna throw him for more of a tizzy. He's probably gonna be too busy to accept any kind of flight following anyway. So this area right around here is about the Palm Desert area. So we stayed in a hotel that was somewhere in this ballpark area. I think it was like right around here somewhere. I don't remember specifically, but it was a pretty nice area, so. Always enjoy doing California flying. Didn't get to do a whole lot of West Coast stuff in the real world, especially not now with my regional airline job. When I flew charter, I went out there a handful of times, but even that, you know, obviously I didn't do as much West Coast stuff as I did East Coast stuff, being based out on the East Coast. But I have been to LAX, I have been to SFO in terms of major ones. There are a few other places in California as well. I've been to Carlsbad, I've been to Thermal, I've been to Santa Barbara. I've been to Santa Monica, which was a pain in the butt to get into and out of with a jet. So I've definitely been to a handful of places out in California. I think Chino was another one that I've been to. Just not as much as places. I've been to like a bajillion airports in Florida and stuff like that. But. I'm going to switch the fuel tanks here. Oh, that's not the way I wanted to go. There we go. Every time that button does that to me. Every time. Always kills the fuel when I want it to go the other way. I never can get those arrows correct in this airplane. This is very funny. So there's a little airport down here, the uniform Delta strip that we're not super worried about. Bermuda Dunes is what that airport is down there. So there's Bermuda Dunes, and then up here Palm Springs PSP is going to be coming up here in just a little bit. Out ahead of us, chat. That looks really nice. I have it almost live weather. I'm maybe a half an hour earlier than what the live... I have live weather, excuse me, with Rex Weather Force like I always do. In terms of live time, I'm close. I'm about half an hour earlier than live time because I wanted this flight to be mostly in daylight. We'll have a little bit of the golden hour effect when we start going towards Santa Barbara. I wasn't really in the mood for any kind of night flying tonight. So, just only half an hour earlier than what it would be in real life. Sounds good, good fixins. Good luck. So we're at 6,500 feet, leveling off. So we'll get the prop now back to 2,300 RPM. And I'm going to do 27 on the manifold pressure. We'll kind of keep ourselves going nice and quick here tonight. And we'll get slower once we start getting closer to the LA Class Bravo, when we start to have more work that needs to be done in terms of navigating along those lines. Below sea level out in this part of the country, which is pretty impressive. But it's also very nice being in that valley there. Like I said, it was a beautiful valley. Flying into and out of and staying overnight there was very impressive. I didn't really stay anywhere that impressive for my trip that I just had. I had an overnight in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and an overnight in San Angelo, Texas. I didn't really have much time in either, so it didn't matter too much, but not a whole lot going on around those parts of those overnights, rather. The sim always looks very, very nice. Have to give it credit for that. I know there's a lot of other things that I want, and I know a lot of other people want, and there's stuff that they could work on to fix. Here's Palm Springs PSP right there. But just overall, this sim looks absolutely phenomenal. There's no way around that. Dan33, good to see you, Dan. Thanks for coming in today. Haven't seen you in quite a bit there. You gotta come back and start doing some more of the Virtuous A Flying Club flights with us, buddy. Haven't seen you in a bit. Still a little bit of a weird effect you see going on with the propeller in front of us there, chat. That's kind of pissing me off, but we're gonna have to deal with that. Get rid of the thermal stuff here. Famous Van Nuys Airport is where we're going to. Caught up with schoolwork, ZB stuff, and all a little time left for flying nowadays. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Well, hopefully with the holidays coming up, you get a little bit of a break. Hopefully maybe you'll be able to join us somewhere down the road here. We do miss having you for the Virtuous A Flying Club flights, so... We do have an event on the evening. Sim is having a little bit of an issue. Do you see this, chat? With the, oh, they're just a bunch of wind turbines. That's what that is. Okay. It's just they're rendering really poorly. Interesting. So a big old wind farm out there. Anyways, we do have the event Christmas in the evening, Christmas Day in the evening coming up. I'm going to show that to the chat here real quick. Again, this is a Virtuous A Flying Club event we got coming up. California Christmas. I'm doing California flying tonight, but this will be a different part of California. We're going to go to Yosemite, Mammoth, to Mojave, Air and Space. So down in the Sierra Nevada Valley, over there on the other side of the mountains. On the day of Christmas at 8 p.m. in the Eastern Standard Time. Obviously, if you have family obligations, family comes first, guys. But if you are a Flying Club member and you got nothing going on that night, we'd be happy to have you because we are doing a couple of giveaways. It's going to be two $25 gift cards courtesy. Myself and Jay Smitty's put one up as well. Very generous of you, Mr. Jay Smitty, to do that for the Flying Club. Again, if you're not already a Flying Club member, which I feel like most of you, if not all of you in the chat usually are, the information's there. You do have to be a VATSIM member to be a Flying Club member, but Oh, apparently I am now, my own thing says 13 months subscribers, so apparently I'm over a year of being affiliated on Twitch. I have no idea what my anniversary is for affiliation, I'll be honest with you guys, straight up. But apparently I'm over a year being affiliated now on Twitch, so I guess congratulations to me for that. Almost at 500 followers, too. 10 away from 500 followers. Not a bad deal either. Definitely way more support on this channel than I ever thought that I would get, to put it mildly. So I appreciate all you guys that come in and watch the stream and all that. Zaz Pilot, thanks for coming in today. Candy Monster, it's good to see you, sir. Thanks for coming in today. A year and a week from my 1 year follow anniversary. Yeah, that's awesome. I think the followage thing, I think I activated the followage thing for Streamlabs. Did it, I don't, maybe not. Maybe I didn't. I don't know if maybe I don't follow my own channel. So if anybody wants to put that exclamation point followage, just like I did there in the chat, and see if it works. I think I activated that, but not followers, followage. There you go. Yep, 1 year and 6 days you've been a follower there, Dan33. Very good. I think there's a bit of a cooldown on it, Kenny, so you might have to wait a few seconds. You see Zaz Pilot just enough. Give it like 5 seconds and you'll be able to do. So, again, it has cooldown, chat. You gotta, everyone give it like 5-10 seconds between each one. But Zaz Pilot being a new follower for 6 days, 24 hours, but thank you for following. I appreciate it. So that's something that I have incorporated into the stream now, as I've learned to mess around with Streamlabs a little bit. But all you guys that follow me, like I said, I really do very much appreciate all the support that you guys have given me on this channel for now, I guess, over a year that I've been affiliated. Like I said, I didn't realize I hit that because I don't remember what the anniversary was. Is it something I should have possibly remembered or wrote down? Maybe, but whatever. Again, the channel has grown to more than I ever thought it would, and the Flying Club also has grown to something more than I ever thought it would, so I'm very happy on both of those fronts, and I appreciate all the support that you guys give me in this channel. Happy to be streaming for you again. Like I said, I got home from that trip. I didn't know if I would be back until like late Tuesday, but I ended up getting back late last night. Did not get called back in tonight. Do not expect to get called back in tomorrow, so here I am. Figured I'd give you guys a little bit of a show as we're coming through this nice little valley here. Look at that. Zaz Pilot, I am in the Bonanza, the Beechcraft Bonanza BE36 at the moment. Am I ready for the 20th? What's on the 20th? Am I missing something? Is that when you were planning on doing your thing, Kenny? I'm not gonna lie, I have slightly lost track of my time here. Is that what you were planning on doing it on the 20th? I know Kenny Monster has a little flight that he wants to do with me, Melvin Leroy, Al South together. I just don't remember what the day was that he had set all that up for us. Oh, so yeah, it's the 20th. Yeah, as long as I'm not working, Kenny, because like I said, I am on reserve that day, so it, you know, it really is all gonna depend. It's the 23rd, 24th, and 25th are the days that I'm off, but I am on reserve on the 20th, so, you know, it'll kind of be it'll have to be a game time decision for me. Flying Club's growth has been insane. Lots of new faces. I remember when I first joined in like September 2019-ish. Yeah, so the club started in August of 2019. You were one of the fairly new first people that were in there, Dan. You were towards the beginning. And I do appreciate that, like I said. But it has grown to something quite significant. I think we are, last check, at 436 confirmed members was the last that I counted this morning. So that's pretty impressive growth that the Flying Club has had, and it has become a lot more active for sure. Yes, Vlad, there's two $25 gift card giveaways that are happening on that event on Christmas Day in the evening. You do have to participate in that event, obviously, to be eligible to win, but there's going to be two $25 gift cards that will be given away to Flying Club members that evening for any that participate in the event. So definitely try and make yourself out there if you can. All the details, of course, in the Flying Club Discord on the events channel. You can pick up all that information. 25 cocos. Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Moolah money, 25 beans. It'll be in the form of a gift card, whether you want it to be xplane.org or Amazon, whatever floats your boat. We'll make it happen. We're leaving Wind Turbine City. There's so many wind turbines over here. That's definitely not realistic to how many wind turbines there are. So that's definitely a little thing that they got to work on. But we're leaving that whole mess now, and we're going into the more populated areas of California, going towards LA. And again, I'm going to have to keep kind of a close eye on my map here and try and make sure that I get the descents right to avoid the Class Bravo airspace. And also avoid all the Charlies and Deltas that we do not want to fly into. And our goal is to just get into Van Nuys and only have to talk to ATC to get into that Class Delta for Van Nuys. That's the plan for now. Exactly, Al South. There's a lot of different ways that you can save money. Money is always a good thing. But I'm always happy to give back to the flying club whenever I can. These mountains to the right actually look very nice. Again, we still kind of want to just keep following this highway here, at least in the meantime. We have more work to do. Like I said, when we get closer to the LA Class Bravo, we'll have to try and make sure we descend at the appropriate time to get below the Bravo. The big thing, we want to descend when we get past the Ontario Class Charlie. So we have this Ontario Class Charlie here. We want to wait until we're past that Class Charlie, and then we'll start descending to get below 4,000. You can see we have the 987 right here. Once we get past the Charlie, we'll be able to descend down to 3,500, and then eventually I'm going to go all the way down to 1,500 feet is the... Oh, there's 1,387 right here, there's buildings. So probably down to 2,000 feet. I'm going to go down to 2,000 feet once we get out clear of the Ontario Class Charlie here, and we'll go 2,000 feet the rest of the way, avoid the Santa Monica Delta right here, avoid the Charlie right here as best we can. It's going to be a little bit of a tight fit, but then we'll go ahead and get over to Van Nuys up there, and that's when we'll have to talk to ATC, is when we're getting to the Class Delta. But at 6,500 feet right now, we're going to stay above all those Class Charlies, and it's once we're clear of that Ontario Class Charlie, that's when we're going to want to get our descent going down into, like I said, 2,000 feet to avoid the Bravo. And, of course, being lower is also nice. We'll get good views of the city of LA. If you don't have GPS, how do you track the space with references to VOR? Very carefully is the answer, Al South. It would probably be very, very difficult, to be quite honest with you. Probably something I wouldn't want to do in real life, to be honest with you. I don't think I would be trying to navigate through that much confusing airspace without some kind of GPS reference, if I was going to be quite honest with you guys. It just seems like way more work than it's worth, and it would just be bananas, honestly. It is not exclusive to the helicopters, Vlad. There are certain restrictions. You can do special VFR, remain clear of clouds and 1 mile visibility to get out of an airspace if it's just a little bit of a low layer. But yeah, that's not reserved just for helicopters. You can do that as a fixed-wing aircraft as well. Not something I would recommend doing, though. I would not recommend doing special VFR in real life with a fixed-wing aircraft. I'll say that out loud, because that's just It's a pretty sketchy thing to do if we're going to be honest with ourselves here. Kenny's correct. You can use the dual VORs, you can use DME to kind of find where you're at, stuff like that. But it's not something I recommend. The that incident also did have its own special circumstances as well. The helicopter, Kobe Bryant helicopter crash. I mean, that's just, they shouldn't have been flying. Is the long and the short of it, honestly. As they should have never been in the air with those conditions that they had. So. And it is unfortunate that, you know, everyone on board had to lose their lives because of that, but, you know, let's go, we're heading right here. Let's do this heading. I'm going to go about this heading for a bit here, chat. This is roughly where I think I should be. Again, right now we should be over the top of everything at 6,500 feet, and we're below the Bravo until we get a little bit closer past the Ontario Charlie. Then we're going to have to make that descent. And it'll have to be a pretty quick descent. We're going to descend at a pretty quick pace down to 2,000 feet. This is real weather though, chat. So it's obviously a beautiful day out in the southern part of California, as it is most days in Southern California, LA area. Looks pretty darn good in the sim. Again, time-wise, I'm about a half an hour earlier to real world time because I wanted full daylight for this. We get a little bit more golden hour on our second leg when we're going towards Santa Barbara potentially. But the sim looks solid. Flag True 182 says, "Hi, sorry to bother, but I'm just wondering if Microsoft Flight Simulator is good for real-world practice, or if anyone's had any recommendations." What kind of real-world practice, Flag True, are you looking for? Is my question. If you're looking for something that's more for like learning to do how to do ground reference, like VFR using pilotage, just purely referencing off the ground, then yeah, it's a good sim because the visuals in the sim are incredible. But if you're looking for realistic flight characteristics and realistic working aircraft and realistic, you know, pretty much anything else realistic, you're going to want to go with X-Plane 11. Because right now, all that Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 has going for it is the visuals. So if you're looking to do more IFR or jet flying, I would 100% recommend X-Plane 11. But if you're looking to do more VFR flying, kind of like I'm doing right now, then Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 would be what you'd want to look at for sure. Just because the visuals are second to none in the sim when it comes to that. And that is my honest opinion for you. Yeah, if you're looking for realistic physics, this is definitely not the place to be. The physics in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 are horrendous, to put it mildly. So I would look more for either P3D or X-Plane 11 if you want something with better flight characteristics, flight physics. I think I'm just a little bit south of where I want to be, chat. So I'm going to kind of get back on this 260 heading. Maybe go 265 here. Because I'm just slightly south of where I think I want to be. Yeah, again, if you're looking to just do visual navigation, it's good, but everything else, and including the flight physics are pretty trash, to be honest. You know, to be very blunt. So I keep coming back for more with this sim, and I do it for the visuals. I'm a very visual guy. That's why I spend most of my time streaming this sim, even though I really only have the 3 aircraft that I use, because it's the Coronado Seminole, and then the Cessna 152 community modded, and then this mod for the Turbo Bonanza. They make it doable because they've improved it to the point where they're actually somewhat realistic aircraft. They're still not ideal, but the sim just looks, and this is phenomenal how it looks coming up now into the busy parts as we get closer to Los Angeles, and this whole area here. So that's why we keep coming back for more, chat. Irish flag colors. Dub Aviator, thanks for coming in today. I just like this livery a lot, this green and orange that it's got going on. I think that's probably one of the best liveries that comes with this modded Bonanza. A GTX 1660 TSI, would it be good enough? I don't know, Vlad, to be honest with you. I have a 20... I like how it's in my notes. I don't even remember what it is. It's either 20... I think I have a 2060 Super. Someone want to check me? It's in my about. I think I have a 2060 Super, and it runs. The sim runs great. I don't know what a 1060 Ti would do. I'll be honest with you. I'm not very good with tech stuff either. I had one of my buddies help me actually kind of build my rig back when I built it. So, oh, I have the 2070 Super. See, that's even better. See, I don't even know what I have, but apparently I have the 2070 Super. Yeah, I do. I'm looking at my box right now. 2070 Super. So. Yeah, this sim is good for me, Dan, because I do mostly VFR, and you want to do the sightseeing. And like I said, there's a reason why I keep coming back for this sim, and it's for that reason. But when I want to do like IFR stuff, I won't do any IFR stuff really in this sim at all. If I want to do IFR stuff, it's going to be an X-Plane 11. And it might not look as good. I do have the Ortho for XP, which still makes it look pretty good. Not as good, but I'll suffer that loss when I'm doing IFR stuff. But when it's a VFR and I'm doing flying like this, 2020 is where it's at. You can't beat the visuals. This is about where I want to be, so I'm going to get back to that 260 heading. And again, I'm going to have to pay attention to the airspace. Might not even... Oh, yeah, okay, there it is. Just showed up now on the old Garmin there. That's what we need to see, because I'm going to have to see when I clear this Clash Charlie. I'm going to have to start my descent down and go down at 2,000 feet. Dub Aviator, the trip was good. Like the overnights were pretty short, so I didn't really get to do a whole lot on the overnights, but the trip itself was fine. A little bit of a rough ride getting into DFW on yesterday. There was some bunch of embedded thunderstorms and a lot of heavy rain around the DFW area on Sunday, which was yesterday. So we were doing some, we were dodging some thunderstorms the whole way in from San Angelo. A lot of deviating. And we were getting rocked around pretty good. We had moderate turbulence most of the way in on our descent into Dallas. But overall, the trip went perfectly fine, and I am landing current again in the 145, so I don't have to worry about it again for a little while. I would say yes. We had the plane 2/3 full pretty much every single flight that I did. I only did 4 live legs in that whole trip. But it was 2/3 full or more for all those flights. So yeah, it was the flying for my company is pretty good in Dallas right now, since it was all Dallas flying that I did. Yeah, Dan, I'm actually going to be going to training supposedly at the end of February for the 175. I'm just waiting for them to officially give me the training date, but it should be end of February. Middle to end of February is when I should be going down to Dallas for training on the 175. But for now, I'm still a 145 pilot. It was warmer down there for sure. Not like over the top warm. It was about 60 degrees in San Angelo. Dallas was a little chilly on Sunday with that weather moving through, but definitely warmer than New York even still. And no, I have not upgraded to captain yet, Dan. I am still a first officer. I'm going to be first officer for quite a bit now, unfortunately, it looks like, because of the whole COVID situation. So that is what it is. I'm not super concerned about that. As long as I have a job right now, I've got friends that were furloughed, so I'm thankful to have a job. You can see right here, you can see the edge of the Class Charlie right here, right where my mouse is going on the GPS. Once we clear that ring, that pink ring right there, that's when I'm going to descend down to 2,000 feet to get below the Class Bravo. Because again, I'm trying my best to avoid doing any kind of communication with ATC until I need to get into the Van Nuys Class Delta, at which point we'll talk to LA Center, because LA Center looks like he's pretty busy. So I don't want to bug him right now. I will get the frequency set, though. He's on 25.8. So I'm going to get 25.8 set up in my COM 1 standby there, and we'll talk to him when we get a little bit closer to Van Nuys. We're getting closer and closer to downtown LA, and you can see the population is really starting to rise. It is a very populous area, this whole part of, I guess it's LA County, is what you would call it, or San Bernardino area, whatever you want to call it. Just lots of people in this area. Beyond crowded. Yes, I am also very much enjoying the car. The car did very well on the drive to and from LaGuardia. It's a very nice car. I'm looking forward to driving it more and more, obviously, for the years to come. It's definitely a lot better than my Chrysler. I'm not afraid to say that already. And it looks so much nicer, too. But I love it. I made the right decision getting it, and I'm very happy with my decision to purchase it. Minus 15 knot wind shear on final reported 12 minutes ago at Van. Oh, yeah, I did see it was breezy in Van Nuys, so I'm looking forward to the challenge. Thanks for coming in today, buddy. Hopefully I'll be able to see you that on Christmas Day, yeah. Take it easy, man. 10 million people in LA County alone. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. That's quite the stat. A lot, chat. I didn't know it was that many. That's pretty bonkers. How many people... What is happening here, Sim? Don't start doing this to me. I know we're getting to a populated area of LA, but please don't start doing this shit to me. Not in the mood. $2,000 feet is what I'm going to descend to here, chat. When we get clear of the Charlie, which we're close, we're right there on the cusp. That's why I'm going to start this descent very soon. And then by right here, we have to be below 4,000 feet by this blue line right here. So, should be able to do it without much issue. So we're gonna pull the power back and descend fairly aggressively to get down to that 2,000 feet. And I'm gonna start that descent right here. Oh, we're close. Let's go down to 2,000, chat. Get that descent going. Okay, we want to be below 4 before we get to that ring that we talked about. We should be doing that without much issue here. We're below 7 in the ring we're in right now. We need to be below 4 in here. And then below 2 at the one after that. So we've got plenty of time to get down where we need to get down. 1,000 feet a minute should do it. Again, the sim, you're going to notice, is going to lag a little bit. It's struggling just a wee bit as we're coming into the very, very, very heavily dense area. It's got a lot to load over here in the LA area. It's lagging a little more than I'd like it to, but not much I can control about that, unfortunately. Looks like we will get to 4,000 feet just in time here. I'm actually going to bump this up a little bit just to make sure it happens. We'll make it just in time. It was a little closer than I thought, but we made it just in time. Sim is struggling, though. I know you're working overtime, computer, but hang in there. AJ19 Delta, thanks for coming in today. Alright. Below 2,500 feet by the next ring, which is right here. Oh yeah, she's a struggling. Just don't crash on me, game. That's all I'm asking. No. There we go. It's actually doing a little better in the outside view versus the inside view, which is kind of surprising. Usually it's the reverse. And I'm going to need to stay south of this San Gabriel or El Monte class Delta. Once we get clear of the El Monte class Delta, we'll start turning a little bit more to the northwest. Start kind of cutting towards Van Nuys. And the sim is trying its hardest to work. It's a little bit on the laggy side, so you guys aren't seeing that alone. I'm also getting the lag on my end as it tries to load up LA. Obviously, it's got a lot to load in this area. I didn't expect it to be as laggy as it is, though, chat. I will not lie. This is pretty gruesome right now. Frustratingly so, because when I'm outside view, it's not having this issue. So obviously, it's whatever is going on with the cockpit plus all this that's making it slow. Let's go into the outside view and see if we can't jog it a little bit. Definitely did not expect it to struggle this much. There we go. Alright. I think now that it's finally got most of LA loaded... Oh, I spoke too soon. It looked like for a hot second it was going to be a little bit better, but I might have opened my mouth just a split second too soon, chat. But we're leveling off, so I want to increase my power back again. We'll go 25 on the manifold. I don't want to go too fast at this point. Oh, motion blur. Hey. Come on, Sim. You got this. You can do this, Sim. I believe in you. We can figure this out. But yeah, obviously, the closer to the ground, more detail you're going to load. And especially LA is a big detailed area, so I'm not, like I said, overly surprised that it's struggling just a wee bit, but it is still frustrating all the same. Because I've never really had it where it was this bad before, but I've also really haven't done any LA flying in this sim yet, so maybe it just could be this LA area is just a little bit hot to handle for the sim. Let's go about 270 heading for now. Actually, we're gonna make it 280, 275. We're gonna round off at 275 here. I am kind of pointed right at downtown LA too. That's not gonna help any in terms of the frames that we're getting. Yeah, plus I'm streaming on the same rig too. That always is going to slow things down. There's a lot of factors. There's no denying that. There's a lot of factors that are causing lag right now. Even my computer has its limits for as good as it has been. I'm just disappointed because I was hoping it'd be a little bit better than this. This is way more laggy than I was hoping for. Especially when I'm on approach into Van Nuys. I hope it's not that stuttery because that's just going to make it hard to, oh, I almost forgot to put my landing rate meter on, so this isn't going to help any either by throwing this on here. But we do want to see what my landing rates are going to be, so I've got that landing rate meter coming up. Almost forgot about that guy. I'm hoping that when we do finally get a little bit closer to the city of LA that it'll have finally loaded and rendered all the way, and we'll be able to get a little bit less stuttering. Doing good airspace-wise so far, chat, and we're only about 9 minutes out of Van Nuys. I think we're going to pass the city proper here just to our left. Just off our left wing, we're going to pass the city proper here. Again, we are at the appropriate altitude as it stands right now, so we should be good to go on that. Just wish the sim would stop lagging. Oh my god. I know you got a lot to load in this area, but come on. We can do this. I have faith. I mean, it does look great, you know. Obviously, it's taking its sweet, sweet time loading for a reason. There's a heck of a lot of detail that it's pumping out. We're going to be landing north in Van Nuys, so we can expect either 3-4 left or 3-4 right on the way in. We're going to probably park right over here somewhere, which will be signature is technically here off Alpha in this area. And then we'll just stop for a bit. I'm going to probably use the restroom when we get there, and then we'll continue on with our second leg from Van Nuys to Santa Barbara. That's where we're going to fly to next. Hopefully the sim will be a little less stuttery when we start to leave the LA area for that one. Man, this is rough right now. I will not lie. We'll get there eventually as we stutter along here. Again, thanks for coming in today, guys. And like I said, I apologize. I really wish it wasn't stuttering as much as it is. I thought my computer would handle this a little bit better than it is, but guess not. Also, it's my first time flying in this area, so there's no cache for it. I know the sim does have cache, so maybe the next time I fly here it won't be as laggy. Because it'll kind of be saved already and kind of preloaded, but yeah, you guys are getting good still shots of the view. Not that I'm trying to pause or anything, just stuttering right along here. Frustratingly so. Very, very, very frustratingly so. My God. I like how the noise at least doesn't stop though. Even the outside view now is lagging me out though. Here's our view of LA and the stills that are going to come with it. Ay, ay, ay. LA looks pretty decent in this sim. I'm not gonna say it's like great. Not as good as New York City looks, but pretty decent. I'm gonna focus up here now though, chat. So we could see the Santa Monica class Delta here and then the class Charlie here. We need to split that gap, and it looks like on this heading I am going to kind of split that gap. Maybe I'll go 1 degree to the right. Or 2 degrees to the right. And I'm going to split that gap as we get closer to Van Nuys. And I am 13 out of Van Nuys, so I'm going to switch over to the center and see how busy he is and try and get a word in edgewise.
260 for left 971.
Before we make our way in there.
Sherwin 719, maintain 17,000, and turn left heading 180 vectors 4 spacing.
17,000, 180 on the heading, Sherwin 719.
American 3051, stop your descent at followable 180 for traffic.
Delta traffic, American 3051.
And American 3051,
what's
stop
interesting,
descent
chat,
at followable
is we're going to actually have to climb
traffic,
up here a little bit because of these mountains. So I'm going to go up to 2,300 because then we'll still be below the 2,500 for the class Bravo.
You'll see traffic in the turn 11 o'clock.
That'll give us a little bit more clearance over these mountains that we see right in front of us here.
Above you in American Airbus.
Alright, looking for the traffic, Spartan 719, thank you.
And Sherwin 719, expect direct circuit shortly. I'll have a left turn here to just vector you behind him, and then we'll get you direct circuits for the approach to LA.
Right on shot, Spartan 719, great job, man, thank you.
Thank you.
LA Center, Bonanza 124, Mike Charlie.
River 124, Mike Charlie. It's a VFR request. Call me back in 10 minutes. A little bit busy with an arrival stream into LA at the moment.
Just wondering if I can get a landing into Van Nuys, but I'll give you back.
Actually, you know what? If you want a landing into Van Nuys, say your location, please. The Van Nuys altimeter 3004.
Yep, about 10 to the southeast of Van Nuys at 2,300 inbound for a full stop. We have the weather.
Thanks, and you're clear of the Burbank Charlie, correct?
Yep, A-firm. We're clear of the Charlie and we're clear of the Santa Monica Delta, splitting the difference there.
Very much. You can enter straight in for runway 34 left, 124 Mike Charlie. Report 3 miles final, please.
Straight in 34 left. We'll give you a call 3 miles for Mike Charlie. Thanks.
American 3051, you can continue to
There we
descend
go,
on the
chat.
Hollywood 1 arrival at CV intersection. Cleared ILS, runway 25 left approach. Information Alpha is current.
Going on the Hollywood 1 arrival for runway 25 left, and what was the current ATIS?
The current ATIS is Alpha.
The hills.
I'll check for Alpha, American 3051.
Fairwing 719, turn left turn heading 360.
Left 360, straight.
It might help if I stopped Rex Weather
Eastern
Force, but I
1044
kind of like
heading
having real
information. Alpha
weather.
is current for LA,
And
the
you
LA
jinxed it,
altimeter
WAV.
3003 at Circus.
Stop
Cleared
stuttering for a
ILS
little bit,
runway
but now
24,
stuttering again
right
here.
approach, 24 right.
At Turkish speed for the ILS 24, right approach, America 1044, thank you so much.
JetBlue 781, descend via the Angel 4 arrival, the Ontario altimeter 3002.
Nicholas William Reed, by the way, is a center controller. He's a very good center controller. Probably one of the best on VATSIM.
LA Jet 2234.
He is an OG.
16,300.
Yeah, we jinxed it with the stuttering
Region
because we were good for
2234
a
LA
little bit,
Center,
but
hello,
now
climate maintain, flight level 360.
we're back to the stutters again. And this might be Rex doing a little
sorry,
bit of a weather
Blazer
injection
209,
right
contact
now,
Las Vegas Bridge 135.0, good night.
3209.
Air Canada 1707, cross Fuzzy, add and maintain 16,000, Las Vegas altimeter 3002.
Fuzzy at 16,000, Air Canada 1707.
Spirit 719, turn left direct Angel. I'm sorry, Spirit 719, correction, turn left direct Circus.
Left direct Circus, Spirit 719.
American 602 requesting descent by the Lucky 1 into San Diego.
American 602, I'll have a descent on the Lucky here for you at about 40 miles. You're
I'm
still a
afraid to
little too
turn the
far away for
autopilot
this
off
time.
because it's so stuttery that it's going to be a pain in the butt to fly by
American
hand. but
502, contact Las Vegas approach 135.0, we'll see ya.
Over Las Vegas approach, American 502, thank you for your detail.
It's going to be time to
Good
go
day.
here in just a little bit. Let's start
American
slowing
3051
down.
traffic,
That's one thing that we are gonna
3
do
o'clock,
here.
9 miles at a 17,000 is a heavy Airbus. He'll be for the North Complex.
The traffic inside, American 3051.
Fairwing 719, you can play runway 248. Sorry, I can't get to the south side today.
Alright, we'll switch to 24 right, Spirit 719, thank you.
You're welcome.
Come on,
Carrying
Sim.
101,
We can do this. I believe in
Spirit Wings
us.
1001, Los Angeles Center, hello, IDA, please. Delta 3722 LA, if you're on frequency, climate maintain,
Shouldn't be
followable
injecting weather
300.
anymore. That process has stopped.
Spirit Wings 1001, radar contact 14 northeast of Bryce Canyon, descend pilot's discretion, maintain followable 240.
Like I said, I'm afraid to turn the autopilot off with how
Discretion,
laggy it is, but we're going to try.
South 2785,
Airport is in sight
cross
right
Vegas,
here.
maintain 12,000, Las Vegas altimeter 3002.
Good afternoon, Southwestern 44, requesting clearance to from Burbank to San Francisco.
Aircraft requesting clearance on the ground at Burbank. I don't have a flight plan in the system for you. Resend when able, please.
I apologize. I'll put it right now.
Southwest 2785, cross Vegas, got to maintain 12,000, Las Vegas altimeter 3002.
Cross Vega 12,000, and I got the altimeter for 2780.
Alaska 1426, may have to step you down on the arrival here, but we'll see how things go here in just a moment. Just reference traffic here about just at
Gotcha,
your
Alaska
11 o'clock and
1426.
10 miles, level at 17. Rubber 1 Whiskey Papa, Denver's closed, radar service terminated, change to advisory is approved, we'll see ya.
Over advisory.
This is pretty rough, chat, not going to lie.
You see ya, Alaska 971, descend via the Angel 4 arrival, the
A
Ontario
little bit
altimeter
on the
3002.
unflyable side at the moment.
The Angel 4 arrival,
With how much it's stuttering.
Capline 4828, turn left heading 120 vector for the localizer, maintain 7,000.
F120, maintain 7,000 vectors for the localizer, Cap 4828.
It's not letting my trim work with it being so
traffic
stuttery.
now 1
Which
o'clock
is
at about 6
interesting.
miles at 17,000 is a Spirit Airbus. He'll be passing off your right side.
Okay, I'll tell you if I see him, Alaska 1426.
Spirit Wing 719, clear direct Circus.
Direct Circus, Spirit Wing 719.
Catalyst 322, wind 310 at 12, runway 24 right, clear to land.
Bonanza 124, Mike Charlie 3 mile final for 34 left.
November 4 Mike Charlie, runway 34 left, clear to land, wind 330 at 10, goes 21.
34 left, clear to land, Bonanza 124, Mike Charlie.
Delta 3722 with you at 13.
Delta 3722 LA Center, hello, climb and maintain flight level 240.
Yeah, if I don't
That's
crash,
gonna be your
it'll
final
be,
today.
it'll be impressive if I don't crash.
Delta 3722.
Negative, sir, flight level 24024.
Roger that, 240.
Alright, real quick.
JetBlue 781, reduce speed to 250 knots.
250 knots, JetBlue 781.
Southwest 1534, cross Clara to maintain 13,000, Las Vegas altimeter 3002.
I was hoping maybe pausing the sim would help, but
Southwest 1534, cross Clara to
It did
maintain
not.
13,000, Las Vegas altimeter 3002.
Crossing in bar and then designated flight level 30,000 feet and altimeter 3002, so 1534.
Airwing 719, at Circus, clear to Alice, runway 24, right approach.
At Circus, clear for the Alice 2 for right approach, Airwing 719.
And Airwing 719, you can cross Circus at or above 12,000.
good God.
12,000 Circus, Airwing 719.
And Airwing 719, you may see him high, but traffic is at your 9 o'clock and 5 miles out of flight level 240. He'll be for the South Complex. It's an Alaska baby bus.
Roger, Circus 719, looking out for the traffic, thank you.
Southwest 322, runway 24 right, clear to land, wind 310 at 12. TWA 224 heavy, RNAV
So
to Delray,
apparently
wind 310 at
flying in the
12,
LA
runway 24
area
left, clear for
is just
takeoff.
not exactly computer friendly, because this is
Center United 1035 for clearance IFR Las Vegas.
not quite
United
ideal.
1035 LA, hello, I'll have a PDC for you here shortly. A little bit busy with congestion in the airspace at the moment, so I'll get to you as soon as I can.
Gotcha.
Capline 4828,
I mean,
just let me maintain 6,000.
I don't
Down to 6,000, Cap 48.
I don't understand what's happening.
Alaska 1426 information.
Yeah, this is
Alpha
not
Center
gonna be
for
good for
LA,
anybody
the LA
that has
altimeter
motion sickness.
3003 at Circus, cleared to ILS. I'm sorry, correction, at Seaview.
Oh my
At
God.
Seaview, cleared to ILS runway 25, left approach.
We have information Alpha.
I think the airplane
clear ILS 25 left.
is just bugged
with
now at
altimeter
this point.
3003 Alaska 1426.
American 602 descend via Biloxi 1 arrival, the San Diego altimeter 3005.
If I can get any kind of landing out of this chat,
Descend via Biloxi 1 arrival, the San Diego altimeter
I'm going to be pretty impressed
3005.
with myself.
Descending 5, the Lucky 1, arrival, American 602.
Somebody else checking in?
Yeah, it was American
Sweet
14, question
Jesus.
American 1216, 15,000, climbing via the SID.
American 1216 LA Center, hello, climb and maintain flight level 300.
Maintain flight level 300 on restricted American 1216.
LA Center, good afternoon. Delta 3571, checking in flight level 3.
Oh my God.
Delta 3571 LA Center, hello, squawk 7156, plan a different arrival into Los Angeles this afternoon.
Okay, 7156, and we'll plan for a different arrival.
Los Angeles,
Okay.
7. I looked at the ATIS on VPilot here. You guys are doing runways 1 left and 1 right for Las Vegas?
Yeah, talk with the bridge about that, because I actually, in the States we don't give the runway assignments here, so you'll have that here in just a moment.
Roger, thank you.
Don't ask me how I managed to do that, chat, because I have no idea. And of course, it stopped stuttering now that I'm on the ground. I think that might have actually been.
heavy radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 370.
I wonder if Rex
What's
Weather
the
Force
contact?
was the reason for that.
Flight level 350, waiting for clear TWA 224, I think.
4 Mike Charlie Alpha to the ramp. Sorry I couldn't give you more service, Mike. Have a great day.
Alpha Ramp 4 Mike Charlie, no problem.
JetBlue 781, ATIS
Okay.
Alpha turned to LA, the LA altimeter 3003. Sorry about this, but it's at Circus, cleared ILS runway 24, right approach.
So I
Information Alpha.
wonder now, chat, if it was Rex Weather Force that was causing those issues. Starting to think now that this guy was the
Delta
culprit.
3571, radar contact 27 northwest of Avenal. I have your amended procedure
Because,
into LA. Advise I'm ready to copy.
Hot damn.
We're ready to copy.
But now that we're on the ground, as you can see, you know,
Delta
it's
3571, cleared to
still
Los Angeles
laggy,
Airport
but,
after Burgle intersection. Join the Ironman 2
I'm gonna
arrival.
get off of VATSIM. There's one thing I'm gonna do. Yeah, I don't know what to say, but damn. Okay, we're gonna close Rex Weather Force. And we're gonna restart the sim here on the ground at Van Nuys, and we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna go like a square one. We're gonna go main menu, redo that. I'm gonna reopen Weather Force, and we're gonna kind of like do a little start from scratch here and see what happens. But man, the fact that I was even able to land, given that it was minus 341, is pretty impressive. Al Sal, to answer your question, I use it's called GEES, GEES. If you look it up for Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, it's what I use to have that little landing rate meter thing come up. And like even the sim itself is like struggling to get to the home page. I think this sim needs a reboot, chat. Yeah. I think Flight Sim 2020 itself needs a bit of a reboot. I think LA might be a little bit too hot to handle for my computer while streaming at the same time. Let's see. Do we dare now try to leave Van Nuys to go to Santa Barbara is the question. Do we even bother? I think we're going to try. We're going to at least give it the old college try, chat. Maybe a little reboot here will kind of knock it some sense into it, as it were. Hopefully. You know, the old college try it is. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work. I will say 100% we are going to... LA Center was super busy. So I think, chat, we are going to do this one offline. I think we are not going to reconnect to VATSIM for this one. I think we stay offline for this next leg from Van Nuys to Santa Barbara. Just so that's one less thing to worry about, because again, that LA Center guy is pretty slammed right now. I don't want to give him more work than he already has when he's super busy. We were lucky that he is giving us what he gave us for Van Nuys with all the issues that we were having. So we're going to stay off of VATSIM this time. We're going to do this purely offline. Not even on the multiplayer. We're just going to be offline flying and see if that helps any. Something tells me it's just that area, though, the LA area, that was causing me all those problems. Because I have actually not flown it in the sim yet, and, well, I might not again anytime soon if it's going to be that stuttery. That was just terrible. Honestly, it was brutal. I don't know how any of you guys are still watching me. Ugh. Even my computer has its limits. I'm sure my CPU temps are probably way high. I'm almost kind of curious to see what they are. Open up my core temps. Yeah, 70, 75 degrees C. That's actually not super duper high. It's kind of high, but it's not terrible. Game's definitely making it hot. Even just now, you see how long it's taking to load this area? So it really is just this area of the sim that's causing the problems. Hey, Delilah. Poochie. Delilah's come barging in, every gentleman. As always, can't really see her because of my webcam. Let's see, I'm going to put the camera down on you. Say hi, Delilah. Say hi. Hello? Say hi. She's right here. Where's my hand? Hello. It's kind of dark in my room. You can't really see too well. She's down here somewhere. Oh, and now my webcam is all screwed up. There we go. Oh. There we go. Oh my god. Yep, okay, so the sim immediately is already super stuttery, so it's just straight up this area. LA is just too hot to handle for this sim, I guess. It's kind of a bummer. So let's change plans here then, chat, since this LA area is not going to work. We're going to completely change our tactic here. We're going to come up with a different place to fly. But I'm also gonna reboot the sim completely because the sim is just it is not happy right now. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna be right back here. What the fuck? Hello? Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead, turn the sim off, give it all reboot, because it is just, the struggle is real right now. I think it's gonna CTD when I try to close it here too, chat. That's kind of miserable. Yep. It literally crashed the desktop as I'm trying to quit to desktop. Okay. Oh, Microsoft. Really rushed this product out. It's kind of a shame. This game could be so much better than it is if they had just taken their time to do more work, but I guess they really needed to get it out in 2020. And yeah, that's exactly what it is, Dub Aviator. We're just all beta testers. That's exactly what it is. It's frustrating, but I keep going back to it because it looks so darn good. Maybe I really should spend more time flying on X-Plane 11 still, but I don't know. I don't know how I managed to land that thing in Van Nuys. I really don't, chat. That was a miracle in and of itself. But let's change plans here. We're gonna just go to Santa Barbara now, chat. Let's do that. We're gonna go to Santa Barbara, start there, and fly somewhere else. So we'll go further north up the California coast, and maybe we won't have as many issues. So let me get over here into the Sky Vector land and see where we want to go. Do I want to stay along the coast, or do I want to go somewhere? Go to Bakersfield. Got the San Luis County Regional. Monterey might be a long flight. There's a restricted area along the coast here. That's interesting. Let's see, chat. What do we want to do? So we're going to start here at Santa Barbara. Whoop. And we're going to go to... Let's go up to here to San Luis County Regional. About 150 knots. 34 minutes. That'll be plenty long. And we'll kind of just go... There's the restricted area here. Tell you what though, chat, we're gonna do this offline. Like I said, we're not gonna go back on VATSIM, so to hell with the restricted area. We're just gonna go ahead and fly the coast, and you know, the realism is gonna be lost here a little bit because obviously we want to fly in this restricted area. But since we're gonna do this offline with the LA Center having and all the problems we've been having, we're gonna just go along the coast here, kind of take a look at what that looks like, go along the Air Force Base, who gives a crap really at that point, and we're going to go up here to San Luis Obispo, and we'll call that our second leg, and hopefully the sim will cooperate more this time. I believe Atlantic Aviation's right about there at Santa Barbara. I've been to this airport in real life. We're going to go live time too now. Might as well at this point. We'll go live time. So even though it might be a little bit dark, we're going to get that sunset action here. I think that'll be worth the price of admission. Oh, here we go. Just Simply Dave, thanks for coming in today. You are coming in. We had quite a few sim issues that we are working through. Hopefully I'm going to get some refresh here. We're going to stay offline for this next leg that we're doing because you probably weren't here for when I was trying to get into Van Nuys, but I don't even know how I managed to do it because the sim was so stuttery. LA was just too much for Flight Sim 2020 to handle on my computer, I guess, on the ultra settings. So it's a little bit disappointing because I haven't had those issues anywhere else whatsoever in the sim before. So that was kind of frustrating, but hard reset. We'll go to Santa Barbara. We'll do a little golden hour flying. And we'll go to San Luis County Regional, KSBP. So we're going from KSBA to KSBB, SPB, chat. That's pretty funny. Let me get this airplane started real quick. All right. KSBP. So KSBA to KSBP. Throw that in there just for posterity, whatever you want to call it. Again, I'm not worried about VATSIM. We're going to stay offline for this leg. We'll go ahead and just do that. We're going to go at, we are going to go west, so we'll keep a reasonable altitude. We'll go at 4,000, we're going to go, yeah, we're going to go 4,500, chat, is what I'm going to do here. I am going to use my flight director heading, start it like that. Turn the park and brake off, and we'll just get right on out of here since we're not worried about ATC this time. I do want to, we are still going to use Rex though. Let me get the Rex going. As much as I do think that probably contributed some of the problems, we're going to go ahead and turn it back on. So let's get the real weather to load here at Santa Barbara. It should be clear in a million. Wind 360 at 1-1. So we're going to take off of runway 33 right. We're going to make a left turn, go down to 33 right, and just make a left crosswind departure with the wind that way. There we go. Let's first figure out how we're going to exit. There's the exit to the ramp. Actually, you know what? We're just going to take off on runway 25. That way we're just kind of already going out to the west there. So we'll make the right turn here. We'll taxi to runway 25, chat. Okay, this airport I've been to in real life. It is a very nice airport. It's awesome because it's, you just fly in and the mountains are right here. Boom. Like, it's a city of Santa Barbara and then boom, mountains. It was very beautiful coming in and out of this airport. A really nice little area. I didn't really get to see it. I didn't have a full overnight here. I only really had like a kind of a long stay and then flew out the same day. But very nice area Santa Barbara is. Another place. Wouldn't mind coming back. So we'll take off at 25 heading westbound. Again, no more VATSIM tonight because that controller was incredibly busy. We don't want to rock his boat anymore. So we'll give him a break. I don't know if this is the end of the runway or not. It is. Good. Okay. Let's try this again, chat, now that we're less stuttery. I'm going to make a note never to go back to Los Angeles in the sim because it just doesn't work. Let's go somewhere else. See just how much wind there is coming from our right on this takeoff because it is a right crosswind. Getting bullied right now. 25 on the RPM will bring the manifold pressure back a little bit for the climb. Go ahead and throw the autopilot to the on position so we can get a good view of that sunset. Look at that. That's a good shot right there. And then the colors as we turn back, departing out of Santa Barbara. That nice orange hue. There's a reason why they call it golden hour. I guess it's would be more of a golden hue that it gives, but very, very nice. Again, the sim does it with the visuals. There's no doubt about that. I really wish that it wasn't so stupid stuttery around LA. That was kind of disappointing, that whole scenario, but we'll move beyond that. Nothing we can do about it now. There's a good view of that sunset. Yeah, we're on live time now, so that's what it would look like right now. Real weather, real time. Beautiful night in Santa Barbara. College town over here. There's a big old college somewhere near the airport too, chat. And then we actually went down to one of these beaches and just kind of hung out while we were waiting for a flight. In full uniform, we walked down to one of these beaches. It's pretty sweet. Obviously, no more stutters, chat. So whatever was happening, it was specific to whatever was going on with Los Angeles, Van Nuys, that whole area. So it is what it is. We'll move beyond that. Continue on our next leg here with the nice, beautiful sunset that we got going on. Win some, lose some with this sim. Hopefully nobody got motion sick during that whole process. Definitely wasn't what I had in mind. Said I will make a note of that for future. Future reference that LA and this sim do not cooperate very well. At least not on ultra settings. Doing fine up here in Santa Barbara. I feel bad more for you guys who are watching the stream with everything that happened with the sim stuttering. You know, I can tolerate it. It is what it is. My computer, I can deal with it. But for you guys watching, that couldn't have been fun to watch. Even though it was pretty interesting that I actually was able to make a landing. But like I said, I do apologize for the that rough situation that went down there. I have a new problem though. It doesn't seem like my autopilot is working properly here. It doesn't seem to want to be turning. I've got 260 set. And what is it doing? Are you actually like trying to get to a 260 heading, autopilot? There's no wind that should be affecting you. Heading, heading. Can't get a break with this thing tonight right now, chat. Okay, see if that does anything for us. What The landing was fun. Yeah, it was frustrating, but I landed. I think just the fact that I landed in and of itself alone should be worth something. Like, some kind of bonus points or brownie points or something, chat. That was freaking brutal. Absolutely brutal. Actually, I don't think I'm gonna wrap all around this thing. Maybe, I don't know. It's not really as mountainous in this area. I could probably almost go direct to the field at 4,500 feet with no issues. So I think I'm probably actually going to do that. I think I'm going to put her into, I'm going to go a little bit more, and then I'm going to kind of go just GPS direct, since we're not on the network. Because we got all this restricted airspace right here that we're going to just plainly ignore. Let's go ahead and pull the RPMs back. 2,300. I'm going to just leave this thing 28 inches of manifold pressure, so we're going to do a little go fast mode here. I just realized that's one thing I forgot to do on the last flight was switch the fuel tanks. So I was also had a fuel imbalance when I was doing that landing. I just realized. So just a lot of mistakes and a lot of sim issues, but it's all in the past because we got a nice beautiful sunset just to the north of Santa Barbara in our green and orange Bonanza. Thanks for coming in today, everyone. I hope you guys are enjoying whatever you're seeing, because God only knows what this actually has been. But let's go ahead and go direct. Enter. We're going to throw nav in. We're going to just turn direct to the destination from this spot. Hey, look, it's actually going to keep us out of the restricted airspace. So after all that, I'm still going to avoid the restricted area. If it turns fast enough. We're going to reactivate it here when it gets a little bit closer to the line. Like right now. Might just clip the restricted airspace. I gave myself credit too soon. It's fine. Close enough. We're not online. We're not doing anything crazy, so it's fine. Go to San Luis County Regional in San Luis Obispo, California. Looks like they got a 2911 and this little baby 2,500 by 100 runway. You know what, chat? For the sake of the sim, or for the stream, since we've had so many issues tonight and everything else going on, we're going to go ahead and just go land on this 2,500 foot long, 100 foot wide little runway. That's going to be our little show to end this evening. So we'll plan on either 7 or 25. Let's go see what the winds are. Oh, streamception. The winds are here. They are at 300 at 8. So we'll plan on doing a left downwind for runway 25, that baby little runway 25. And that's what we're going to try and shoot for. Hopefully it actually shows up in the sim. That's the other thing we'll worry about. That's what we're going to do to kind of close out tonight. It's VFR California Cruisin', just so you guys can have a little bit more entertainment. A little bit bumpy and windy up here. This area does look really nice though with that sunset going on, baby. In 20 minutes we'll be over in San Luis Regional. And we just tinily clipped that restricted airspace. Hopefully the military doesn't mind too much that we just kind of clipped it a little bit. They'll be fine. They'll get over it, chat. Just gonna hold that view there for a bit, because that's pretty sweet. PFD reflection on? Yeah, you can see the reflection of the PFD on the mirror. I want to mess around with some of these showcase cam, fixed cam, see if we can't get a good view here of the sunset. That's the only... Oh, that looks good with the plane like that. Actually, let's go ahead and leave that shot up there for a second. Airplane looks damn good during golden hour. That green and orange livery, man, is awesome. Really is God says, do a trick. That's not the kind of flying that we do on this channel, really is God, at least not normally. We're just doing some straight VFR flying in our Bonanza. So we are not going to flip this thing because I don't think you're supposed to do any kind of spins or anything like that in this airplane in real life. We do things by the book here for the most part. I'm not going to say we always do things by the book because that would be a lie, but this is somewhat realistic flying, so I apologize for the inconvenience. What would you call this area of California? We're north of Santa Barbara. Northwest of Santa Barbara, going to San Luis. You got Santa Maria. There's another little city that's over this way. I don't exactly know what you would call this area of California, to be honest with you guys. It's also an area of California. I've only been to Santa Barbara. I haven't been anywhere that... Like, I haven't been to San Luis or any of this area, so I don't really know anything about it. How much left for Obispo? Got about 16 minutes, it looks like, to get to San Luis Obispo. Head of the clouds, 2020. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for coming in today. Back from a trip, doing some flying in the sim for you guys in the modified Bonanza, Turbo Bonanza. In theory, could you do a trick? Of course, if I wanted to, yeah. I don't know how well this airplane would take it, to be honest with you. This airplane might not flip very nicely, if at all. But if I wanted to, I could take the autopilot off and do whatever I wanted. Yes. It's not the style of flying that I'm trying to do on the stream, though. Got a little airport and a little town out there. Off the left with the sunset. Sun slowly starting to get behind the water there. Gonna be just on the bridge at nighttime when we get to San Luis Obispo. Give you guys the outside view. Do I feel like I would lose viewers if I did a trick? No, I don't think so, to be honest with you. It's just not something that I really want to do right now. Very much just doing some chill VFR flying in the sim, kind of hanging out. That's usually what it's kind of bumpy right now, though. Look at the turbulence that we're getting out of here. But no, I don't think I would lose viewers if I did tricks or stuff like that. I'm sure a lot of the normal people that watch me probably just laugh at me, but Sunset, Bonanza, California coast, nice weather. What more could we ask? Exactly, there you go. See, Head in the Clouds 2020 knows where it's at. This sim looks phenomenal. It looked so good that it made it so stuttery when I was in LA. That was annoying. But, I mean, I wish I had a hamburger right now, too. See, now you're making me crave hamburgers. Now I'm probably going to end up going to McDonald's tomorrow. You did this, head in the clouds. You made me buy a Big Mac tomorrow. I'm blaming you. When I buy a Big Mac tomorrow, head in the clouds, it's going to be you. It's going to be you that I'm thinking about when I buy that Big Mac tomorrow, because you put it in my head. Okay? So that was you. It really is God is trying. He wants that trick. Unfortunately for you, I don't succumb to peer pressure very well. I'm actually a very independent man. So, I'm sorry. This is the flying we're doing. We're about 13 minutes out of Obispo. Yeah, I'm blaming when I go buy that Big Mac tomorrow ahead in the Clouds 2020, I'm blaming that on you. 100% blaming it on you. It's your fault. I might even take a picture of it just so I can show you the next time I stream that it was your fault. If I remember, I don't know if I'll remember that much tomorrow. I'll be honest with you, I might not remember that much tomorrow. But Crafty the Aviator, thanks for coming in today. Yeah, this airframe, like I said, you're not supposed to do spins or flips or stuff in this airplane. The Bonanza is not built for that. The Bonanza is built for some straight and level flying, getting you from point A to point B in comfort and with a little bit of speed, since she does about 165, which is pretty good. Sun's starting to get to the water there now. It's kissing the water now. Beautiful. And the sim makes it look phenomenal. Is this game that realistic where if you do a trick that could damage the airplane? Yep, it is that realistic actually. If I try to do a flip in this airplane, it might give me that I overstress the aircraft and actually it'll crash. The crashes in this game, it just gives you a black screen. It doesn't actually show you the crash. But yeah, I do have the realistic setup all the way. It is a full realistic setup. So yeah, if I tried to flip this, probably would give me overstress the airframe, and it would just give me a black screen, and then ask me if I want to reset or not. So that's really kind of the other reason why I don't really want to do it. I mean, in theory, I could try, but it's not my intent for tonight. This is that Santa, what was it called? Santa Maria, KSMX. So this is the Santa Maria Airport. So this must be Santa Maria, California that we're coming up to right now, chat. It actually looks really nice in the sim, starting to get all lit up. You can see all the different outlines of all the neighborhoods and everything with pretty good detail. You got the airport right there, of course. We would be above the Class Delta if that was something we were actually caring about right now. You can see the sun's starting to get below. We're losing that golden touch. Look at that with the clouds right on the horizon too. That's amazing. How well the sim does this stuff like that. And here's Santa Maria. Get a nice zoomed out shot here for you guys. Look at that too with the clouds over there. Oh my god. Pink sky. Oh, I think I'm going to have to get a screenshot here real quick, chat. Sorry for the quick pause. I'm surprised I didn't make the doo-doo-doo-doo noise when I took that screenshot. Usually it makes a noise, but it's a good shot right there. Really is God, yes. I'm a pilot in real life. I fly the Embraer 145 in real life. And before that, I did training on a bunch of different Piper aircraft and Cessnas as well. Grumman Cougar. Also flew a Beechjet Hawker 400 and a CJ3 for a charter company. So yes, I do fly in real life. I've been flying jets now for the last 5 years. I've been flying jets for the last 5 years now of my career. Before that, I did 5 years of flying piston aircraft for my training. I have a little over 2,300 hours of total flight time. I wish it was more, but you know, it's what I got. So, did you instruct at all? Aviator, or AV8 rather, excuse me. AV8, thanks for coming in today, first of all. And yes, I did flight instruct for about a year, but I wasn't really a huge fan of flight instructing, and I ended up getting really lucky getting the charter job that I did, so that I was able to stop flight instructing and move on to a jet, doing that CJ3 in the beach jet when I did that. So, I was very, very thankful for that. Believe this is San Luis Obispo right out in front of us here, chat. Pretty confident, since we are 20 miles out. Maybe not. That might be a different airport, actually, for 20 miles. So disregard that. We'll wait until we get a little bit closer to know for sure. Canadian Captain Mustache is flying a glider in Microsoft Flight Sim right now. Not sure where he got it. I mean, it could be something that the community built, but I don't know where he would have got it from. That's interesting. God, that looks so good. The sky and all that. Yes, I actually did fly some famous people, Dub Aviator. I'll get to that in a second, because AV8. Any advice? Just got my CFI last week, looking to start instructing hopefully sometime next year, but the job market in my area is currently doo-doo. Well, that's not too surprising because the job market for everything in aviation right now is pretty garbage just because of COVID and all that, so I'm sorry to hear that. Advice, are you looking for advice in terms of like being a CFI, like what to teach your students, or are you looking for advice in terms of trying to find a job right now? Because I could probably give you some tips. Is just the biggest thing when it's being a CFI is you got to keep it fun. Make sure your students are having fun, because yes, they have to take it seriously. They've got to be trained. They've got to stay up with their, you know, the oral knowledge, and they've got to be taking it seriously and everything. But you just have to make sure that any student that you have, make sure that they're having fun, having a good time flying the airplane, because this is a fun profession. And that's the way we're going to retain pilots and want them to continue and go further with their careers, is them having fun. So that's my big advice when it comes to being an actual flight instructor. In terms of a job, I have no idea what to tell you, man. I'm so sorry. I know that it is just garbage right now when it comes to the job market in aviation. Eventually, once COVID, now that we've got the vaccine, hopefully we can start to eradicate this virus, get rid of this pandemic, start to open up again, and then everything should start to come back travel-wise and things like that when that happens. But in terms of a job right now, dude, I'm sorry. I just don't really have any good advice for that, because I don't know what there is or isn't, because there really just isn't much. Let's turn these down here. Getting too bright since it's getting dark out. Yeah, and that's a good way to do it. Just keep that resume getting out there as many places as you can, whatever you can find. And if you can get a job, man, if it's a decent job and it's a good operation, then try and hold on to it for now, because that's the best you can hope for right now, unfortunately. You know, you don't want to go for someone that's right at the bottom, because, you know, we're trying to avoid this race to the bottom. But where are we? We're about 13 out. So this is the airport right here, chat, if we're 13 out. So let's go ahead and start our descent. What's the field elevation here? The field elevation is 212, so we're going to go down to 1,200 feet for the traffic pattern altitude. We'll start that descent now. As we're getting closer, we'll pull the power back here. Get the prop a little bit forward. That'll help us to slow down a little bit as we get a little bit closer to this airport. Oh, thank you, Kenny Monster, for getting rid of the that. Yeah, so I have an opinion about masks that I'm not going to say on the stream. We're going to leave it at that. I wear it out of respect. Always wear the mask out of respect. Don't be one of those people that refuses to wear the mask out of spite, because that's just ridiculous. You wear the mask out of respect, whether you like them or not. Respect your fellow Americans or wherever you live. Really, just wear the mask. For as much as I don't like doing it, I do it out of respect. Dub Aviator asked, did I fly any famous passengers when I worked charter? The answer is yes. I flew the actor Ben Stiller. I flew Trevor Noah, the gentleman that's currently doing The Daily Show. I flew Anthony Kiedis, I think is how you say his name. It's the lead singer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I also flew Evgeny Malkin on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Antonio Brown I flew when he was a Steeler. who's currently, I think he's currently on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm just going to say this right now. Antonio Brown is an asshole. I hate that guy. He was a miserable, miserable person when we flew him. All the other people that I mentioned, famous people, were actually quite nice. So, but those were the famous people that I flew when I worked charter. Kiedis, Anthony Kiedis, thank you, yes. Thank you, Good Fixins. Those were the famous people that I flew when I worked charter. I don't usually curse, chat, but fuck Antonio Brown. That's all I'm gonna say. Fuck that guy. Him and his family would leave the inside of the beach jet an absolute mess. They would almost destroy the interior of the beach jet in like a 2-hour flight. It was, I don't know how much I should be saying on the stream, but fuck that guy. And you know that I don't curse a lot on the stream, chat, so that's all you need to know from that. We're going to do a little left base action into runway, that small little 25 runway here. If it's even, it looks like it's lit up, so that's what we're going to plan to do in here in San Luis Obispo. Really is, God. Thanks for coming in today, man. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I didn't do any of those tricks for you, but just not my style. But I do appreciate you stopping by. No, that's AV8. So the Beechjet was a great airplane. First of all, the Beechjet was a great airplane, 1, and 2, the interiors of those private jets are phenomenal. They are phenomenal. They look great. They are spectacular. Obviously, people are paying for that luxury. I think it was like $5,000 an hour to charter one of those Beechjets. So the inside of those planes looked phenomenal, because it was also my job to clean the interior after every flight to get it set for the next person. So I made sure that those planes looked phenomenal. And this guy freaking ruined the damn thing. So, again, that's as far as we're going with that. Oh, I love flying the Beechjet. I thought the Beechjet was a great airplane. I really did. I had no issues whatsoever with the Beechjet. I enjoyed flying it. You know, I do like the 145 better, bigger airplane, you know. Different kind of flying, though. But when I was doing the charter stuff, I like the CJ3 too, of course. The CJ3 is a little bit nicer, but the Beechjet was a fine airplane. You know, and I never had any issues flying with it or working with it, and the interiors of the ones that, at least that I flew for the company that I worked for, were kept phenomenal. So, you know. We're doing a little bit of a left base here for that 25 runway, chat, the little tiny runway that we're going to come into. I'm going to go ahead and get some flaps in. Airport right over here, so we'll start slowing up. No, but I had no issues. I very much enjoyed flying the Beechjet when I did. I haven't flown an airplane that I didn't like. Every single airplane that I've flown in my aviation career so far, I've liked. So, I haven't had any particular one where I was like, you know what, this airplane sucks. It's never been the case. I'm not convinced that this tiny little runway is in the sim. Oh no, there it is. No, I don't know, chat. Is this tiny little runway even in the sim? Or is it a taxiway? No, it's in the sim. It's showing is in the sim. I just gotta find it, I guess. Maybe it's not lit. I don't know. We're gonna find out eventually. What did I say it was? It's a runway. It's runway 25, and we got runway 29 here. So, or is this is runway 25? What am I looking at? Runway 29. I think this is runway 25 right off my left. Yeah, the really short runway. What am I doing? I'm gonna fly right past the damn thing. Oh my God! What am I doing, chat? Okay, let's go ahead and get the autopilot off. I flew right past the damn thing. Good Lord. Thinking that that was the long runway, but I was actually looking at the short runway the whole time. No, that is the long runway. What am I doing? I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. I do know I'm going to get the gear down. I'm going to get the flaps full. Okay, so the short runway is not lit, chat. That's why I was getting confused here. I can see it now. It's just not a lighted runway. So that's a little frustrating. I don't think my trim is working. I'm gonna have to reset my trim here on my yoke. My trim is just not working. There's a comedy of errors tonight, chat. But let's go ahead and see if we can't. Yeah, I'm like fighting the airplane, so my trim is messed up. Will this work? Okay, something. I'm two-fisting the yoke right now just to keep the nose down, so something's wrong with the trim. Whether it's my keybinds are messed up or the airplane is not working properly. But here's a tiny little runway. We're going for it anyway. God help us all. Yeah, I'm going to take that and run with it. Get on the center line. Alright. Okay, my trim is definitely not working, so let's go ahead here. Controls. Trim. No. Trim. Elevator trim axis. Elevator trim nose down. 11, 9. 11. No, it's set. It's set correctly. Elevator trim nose up and nose down. Okay. Interesting. So now why in the airplane was it not functioning properly? Now it's functioning properly. Look at that. Now it's working. But why was it? Huh. Must have just glitched. Yeah. I guess it was just a glitch, chat, because it's working now. It is what it is, I guess. Just another glitch to throw into the mix for this sim. Which there is a lot of them. It's undeniable how many freaking glitches there are in this sim. But no, I do have the honeycomb yoke. I love it. I love the honeycomb yoke. It is the best yoke I think you can get for less than like $500, without a doubt. Yeah, so I have my elevator trim set for my right side because I'm FO oriented. Just like in real life, I'm a first officer. My sim setup is FO oriented, so I have my yoke is to my right of my throttle. I have my throttle on my left hand, and I have my yoke on my right hand, and I fly FO oriented in the sim just like I do in real life. Not necessarily, obviously, I'm in the captain seat here and the left seat here, but I fly like I'm in the right seat when I'm in the sim, just like I fly in real life. But yeah, I love the honeycomb yoke. It's great, and I think that was just a glitch. For whatever reason, the plane is just glitched to have super nosed up trim. So that's something to keep in mind for the next time I fly the Bonanza, I suppose. But here's San Luis Obispo. We're here. Yeah, and even with the trim issues, I managed to get a decent landing out of it. So, but God, what just a comedy of errors tonight with the sim, the issues with the stuttering over LA, somehow managing to land in Van Nuys, the issues now with the trim on this leg with the Bonanza. So, yeah, nah, just a whole slew of problems and stuff that we had to work through, chat, but we worked through it. You know, it is what it is. Sometimes things don't go as planned, and that said, the same can be said for, you know, when you're flying in real life too. You just have to adapt, and we've kind of adapted on the stream. I will take a look at my Discord messages here, Smitty, when I'm done. Thank you, sir. No problem. Let's go ahead and take a look again at this beautiful, beautiful sunset now that it's below the clouds here. San Luis Obispo, all lit up nice and nice. The sim does really, the night flying in the sim is done phenomenally as well. All the lighting, everything. Look at the highways are all lit up super nice and everything. It's just outstanding. So it's the one and only thing the sim's got going for it is visuals. Everything else is still very much lacking. We saw a lot of the issues just in this stream. In the 2 hours and 5 minutes I've been streaming, chat, we saw quite a few of the issues that Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 still has and is still working through. But visually speaking, it's very nice, and for that reason I keep coming back to it. It's a little stuttery right now even though, but that's because I'm going way deep with the drone cam and everything like that. So that's why it's stuttering now. But is Microsoft Flight Sim better than X-Plane? No. It's better when it comes to the visuals, but it's worse when it comes to everything else. So as it stands right now, no, it is not better than X-Plane 11. I still think X-Plane 11 is the better sim. Will that change over time? Probably, as they continue to work on Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 and the physics and the different patches. Eventually, more third-party people will have add-ons like PMDG and other bigger names. So if you want to do VFR style flying like I do and bush flying, then yes, Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 could be a little bit better just because it looks better. But overall, X-Plane 11 is the better sim, and that's just my opinion. But I think a lot of people would agree with that assessment. So, you know, you take it as you want. But alright, chat, that's gonna do it for me tonight. I'm gonna put the Bonanza to bed, and I am going to give my computer a rest because it really did struggle quite a bit with LA and the stutters. Wish I could have put on a little bit of a better show for you guys, but did the best that I could. Let's go ahead and give you raid someone, chat. Let's raid someone. So don't leave yet, because I want you guys to go and raid someone with me before you decide to call it a night. We've got I've got to do a raid to the Live Fly Guy. So Live Fly Guy raided me on a whim a couple weeks ago with a lot of his viewers, and he was very nice to do that, and I talked to him now, and he's a good dude. So we're gonna go over to Live Fly Guy, return the favor with a random raid, and you guys say hello for me, please. Tell him thanks for coming in today, that I sent you over there. Looks like he's also on Microsoft Flight Simulator, so you get more action on that. So please, please, please tell him I said hello. Be nice, be friendly. Thanks for coming in today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great night. And as always, please stay safe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good night. Oh, let me hit a button.